This is the new Kia EV5 and it's a really good car. However, even though it's not that much more expensive in the real world after a carwow discount than the EV3, I wouldn't choose it over its smaller brother, and I'll explain why. This is the range shopping GT Line S, which means you have remote control parking, so you can use the key fob to drive it forward out of a parking space. Look, there's no one in it, you can see. Or you can drive it backwards into a parking space that would be too hard for you to get out of physically. I wonder if I can climb in through the window while it's moving. Wasn't expecting to be able to do that, but yes, you can. You have a proper mains power output, look here in the boot, so you can plug in your Starlink internet. It's the only way to get signal in this godforsaken place called Oxfordshire. Do you live in Oxfordshire and have no phone signal? It's a bloody nightmare, isn't it? The front passenger gets a relaxation seat, which you activate by pressing this button here. I'm very relaxed now. There's a secret drawer you can keep all your contraband, look. It's here. Just don't tell anyone. This is a fingerprint sensor. So what you can do, you get into the car, put your finger on that, it recognises who you are and it sets the car up with your specific profile. You can even start the car by pressing it. Good, eh? You can also get it with blind spot camera, so when you indicate, it shows you what's going on in your blind spot. Look, there's James just standing there doing nothing. Classic. If I do the one to the right, we can see my ass. Lovely. Speaking of which, what's this car like at hauling ass? There is a risk this car could be deathly slow. It's got a single electric motor driving the front wheels, got 217 horsepower, yet this thing weighs 2.1 tonnes. Let's find out. Is it going to be too slow to buy? 3, 2, 1. It's not fastest off the mark. There we go. Oh, it's picking up now though. What's the 0 to 60? We have 7.88. Fine. In fact, it's as fast as these cars which I considered fast, but when I were lad. Thing is, while that was impressive, this car's baby brother, the EV3, which has slightly less horsepower, 204, did 0 to 60 this quick. So the smaller car is actually slightly quicker. That's because it's a lighter car, 1.9 tonnes as opposed to 2.1 tonnes. So how will that extra weight affect the EV5's braking performance? Hopefully, it can stop pretty well, because this is a family car, you need it to be safe. It needs to be able to stop from 60 in around 34 metres. Let's test it. Coming into the braking zone right now. Oh, was it any good? Ooh, 37 metres. Not brilliant. But there's another area where this car isn't brilliant. Just like the EV3, the EV5 has an 81 kilowatt hour battery, and on this GT line car, that should give you a range of 313 miles, whereas if you match spec for spec, the EV3 will give you over 360 miles, according to Kia. But what's my reality? I've only averaged 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. When you multiply that out by the battery capacity, that gives me a real world range of just 204 miles, which is terrible. But then I have been driving it the way I normally drive, which is quite spirited. I'm sure if I was more careful, it would do better. In fact, when I did a range test on the EV3, I got 88% of that car's claimed range. But no matter which way you skin it, this is not going to be as efficient or be able to go as far. It's got bigger tyres, it's heavier, and it's got more drag because of the more boxy shape. But I like this boxy body. I think this is a look back car, because every time I've driven it, I've turned back to look at it. The lights in particular have plenty of style, and from the side it's like the Kia EV9. It's like boxy, rugged, cool looking. Now if you go for the entry level car, you have a slightly different design for the lower front bumper. You also get a different trim panel here, but tell you the truth, it's much of a muchness apart from the wheel sizes, which are 19s on the GT and GT Line S and just 18 on the entry level Air model. But other than that, they look the same. It's very Tonka toy, and at the back, same thing, continues, cool light design. It's good looking. But then so too is the EV3. This is just bigger, and that does have its benefits. It is so roomy here in the back seats. Look, loads of knee room, lots of headroom, and I can do this. I can recline a lot. Let me put this one back as well. See? And the seat base is huge. You've got lots of under thigh support, lots of foot space. I'm raving about the space in the back, but what's it like with 3 in the back at once? Let's do it. Oh, this middle seat is a bit firm actually. How you doing? Well, shoulder room's a bit tight, isn't it?
A little bit.
But the rest of it's all good. I think that shoulder room for 3 in the back in a Tesla Model Y is slightly better, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to see my in-depth video review of that, then just click over Lewis's face or scan the QR code, which is now James's face. Go on, out to get. Well, I can't fault those when it comes to fitting a baby seat. The ISOFIX anchor points are so easy to get to, and there's loads of room back here, and the doors open wide, so it's dead easy to fit a big bulky rear-facing seat. Feature-wise, we have USBs there, look, in the seat backs. A weird grab handle on the back of the headrest to annoy the driver. My daughter would so do that. And you have decent sized door bins. You have cup holder, which is exposed, which is a bit annoying. But you do have a little bit of through loading. Look, hello. Don't know why we need that stupid voice. I'm supposed to be an adult. Also, you have posh airplane style folders. I don't know why they're posh. They just feel better than like just saggy pockets. So this car is comfy to sit in, but is it comfy to travel distance in? Let's find out. The pickup is adequate, so here's 40 mile an hour, put my foot down on dual carriageway, get to 60. So it's fine for overtaking at high speed. And when you are cruising along, hardly any wind noise, hardly any road noise. Seats are comfy too. I actually really like this car. As a daily, as long as I didn't have to do mega miles, then I get a diesel. And I'll tell you what else, my family like it, my daughter likes it, my missus likes it. And that is high praise indeed, because getting those two to like anything is pretty tough for me. Now that's probably going to get me into trouble, and so will this. The interior of this car is a little bit disappointing in some areas. So while you have soft touch materials here on the dash, on the door tops, it's hard plastic, which is bizarre for a car at this price. Also, it's all rather grey. Thankfully, the GT lines have this little bit of lightness to lift it a bit. The entry-level car doesn't, though. That theme continues with the infotainment system, which is quite dark. I mean, the infotainment system itself is fine, though I do find sometimes I'm pressing a button and accidentally pressing these shortcut buttons, and it's like, why has it just changed menu and done all this stuff and I didn't mean it to? Well, I can't fault though. Physical buttons for the climate control. Hell yeah, we like that. That is good stuff. The digital driver's display is just as dark, but you can cycle easily through different views and menus like that. Oh yeah. Plus, you have a heads-up display there. This being the range top, we've got loads of kits such as heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats, and massaging seats, plus a large opening sunroof. Need to let some of these blooming flies out. Loads of bitey flies here. Get out, you buggers. Yeah. I'll shut that so they don't come back in. Now, why are you shutting the blind? I don't want the blind shut. Why did you do that? Go away. Generally, the controls that you touch do feel quite nicely damped, and I like the fact that the drive control and the on-off switch are here in the same place. It's good. So too is in-car storage. Look, we've got storage under here. Oh, yeah, that's my daughter's. Better not lose that, otherwise there'll be hell to pay. And we have wireless charging here, and you've got 2 cup holders with grippers. And then down here there's even more storage. I like these takeaway holders, so you can just hang your takeaway bag off there so it doesn't roll about and your Chinese spill out all over the floor. You have the manual in this case. I actually thought it was a gift for me to say nice things about the car. That doesn't happen, but it's not, it's just the manual. We've got 2 USB ports down there and an old-fashioned 12-volt socket. And then you have big door bins. In terms of adjustment in the seat, there's plenty of it, and look, you've got big sun visors, huge vanity mirrors actually, and there's plenty of adjustment in the steering wheel. Look, I've accidentally just activated the wipers. Oh no, it's the rain sensing wipers. I think it's going to rain. We better crack on with this. Miguel, stop dawdling. We need to see how this car handles, and I want to test it in the dry. This Kia EV5 is a little bit like that friend you had at school who was fat, but somehow or other he used to be able to run rings around you on the football field. You see, it feels like a soft, squidgy car, yet somehow, when you chuck it at some bends, it just grips and goes round. It's surprising. Look, here we go. Whee, here we go. Oh no, it just holds on. And you know what assists that feeling? The steering, while it is light, even in sports mode it's quite light, it just puts the car exactly where you want it to go. It gives you so much confidence. They've done a good job on this. It surprises you. A Kia shouldn't be able to corner like this. You know, a Kia family-friendly SUV, well, what's that all about? I'm not complaining, it's good. Whoop. See, that's how good it is at handling. You can just catch up with other cars through the bends, then you get told off for getting too close. To be fair, that is a Cherry, so it's not like chasing down a Porsche. I mean, my only complaint about the handling is this one being front wheel drive. When you put your foot down out of a bend, sometimes you get a little bit of wheel slip at the front axle. But other than that, I mean, why is this fun to drive. Shouldn't be. I'm glad it is though. So it's also good, the suspension. So it does have a bit of a jiggle to it and a bit of this and a bit of that, but it's actually really, really nice. So you go over bumps and it does that thing that expensive suspension does. It makes a noise. It just soaks up the bumps, and I'm going to illustrate it now by specifically finding a pothole and driving through it, and that shouldn't be too hard because our roads are terrible. Here we go. Uh-oh, yep. Hear that noise? Here we go. Hear that? You can hardly hear it, it's just and I hardly felt it. I don't think those potholes were a good enough example. I'm going to find a proper deep, evil one which would destroy certain cars' wheels. Don't hate me, Kia. There we go. Oh, that was a beauty. But no problem for the Kia. The Kia EV5 starts from £39,000, rising to 47 grand for this range topper. Now, there is one advantage of the EV5 over the EV9, it's that it's slightly smaller, and that should make it better to drive in town. So is it? This Kia is a breeze, even in tight spaces. Quite a big car, but the dash is low, so the view forward is great. You can really judge where the corners of the car are. You got the back windows decent as well. Big door mirrors. I find it so easy to drive. Plus, you can jack the seat up quite high, like that. So you really feel like you're in something like a Land Rover, look! But this won't break down. And even if it does, you've got a 7-year warranty. Oh, it's probably too high. Also, the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal are just nicely judged. It doesn't feel jerky like some other electric cars. Kia have got this down, you know. They've got it down. There is one slight issue though. So, the turning circle on this car is a little bit worse than its competitors. I'm going to try and illustrate it now. This van is not helping me by being there, but what I'm going to do is pop up the cameras. Annoyingly, you only get full 360 on the top spec car. Now, in a Peugeot E3008, I think I'll get round here, but with this, ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. I'm going to have to do an awkward manoeuvre. I think even then I'm going to struggle. Can I do it in less than 3 manoeuvres? I think I might this time. Just wait, my dear, just wait. Oh no, sorry. We've got this. She looks cross. She looks very cross. But I know where the corners of the car are. Look, it's fine. But there's something else you need to know about this car. There is no remote wash for the rear camera. As you can see, it's covered in dirt, which does affect the view, which means if you want to clean it, you have to get out and do this. Look, oh, look. Lovely, lovely. The climate control information is blocked by the rim of the steering wheel. Can you see it? You can't, can you? You have to look around. Look around. There it is. There. Why did they put it there? The rear windows don't go all the way down. I just find poppy-outed door handles like this are just a little bit more awkward and unnatural to use. Look, a van doesn't try to be flashy, it's functional, and that's why it's got a proper handle, look, that just handles things. The attention warning on this car is just too sensitive. Let's say you're travelling along, it's a nice sunny day, you're having a look out over the countryside. Oh, here we go. Take your eyes away for a moment and it's like, oi, no! Even when you've got it in your peripheral, just doesn't like it. Also, to make matters worse, unlike with the speed limit warning and the lane departure warning, which have shortcut buttons which you can press on the steering wheel to turn off, you actually have to go through the menu on the screen by doing this. Look, hitting setup, vehicle. Look, and it's shouting at me because I'm busy operating the screen to turn the bloody thing off. It's taking longer because I can't find out where it is. Setup, vehicle, come on. Oh no. I'm going to get shouted at again for not looking at the road. Vehicle, driver assistance, driver attention warning, turn it off. And now I'm getting shouted at again. That's so frustrating, having to go through all that palaver to turn it off. Sometimes safety, I don't think really provides added safety. I've noticed that this trim has started to pop up. Look, Although I'm not too worried, because being a Kia, this car has a 7-year warranty, so I've got 7 years to fix that. Also, it's annoying that the boot release is so low down and it gets covered in dirt there, so if it's grimy weather in the winter, you'll end up with dirty hands, unless you have the range topper with a hands-free tailgate. Release the boot opens nice and high. Didn't mean to press that button, go back up. Thank you. Now in here you've got a few features, such as these weird fixtures, which you could move around like that, so you can, I don't know, hang bags off and stuff like that. Underneath here you can store the load cover. Let's just get it out because we'll need that in a moment. And as you can see, there's a flat load floor. See, there's no boot lip to lift stuff over, but if you need to carry loads of things, you're going to want to put this in this lower position. Now we're going to see how much we can fit in this boot. It's got a capacity of 566 litres, and that means it's slightly smaller than the 585 litre boot you get in a Skoda Enyaq. Right, let's get that into place and let's load it up. I fit 9 suitcases in a Tesla Model Y. How many can I fit in this? Let's go. That is 7. Nope, that will not fit. We're going to have to stick at 7. Not great, but not terrible. But there is a bit more space up front. Let's see if I can fit one more suitcase in there. I've fitted one in the Tesla Model Y. Just, wait, no, will it? I don't think this is going to shut. No, it's going to do some damage. We can't do some damage. I need to show you the rest of the boots actually. If you really need to carry lots of suitcases, you can of course fold down the rear seats, and they lie fairly flat. Look at that, which makes it easy, well it would do, to slide things right to the front. Apart from this, stay down, it's got Velcro on it. There we go, that's better. Now we can do this. Look, just slide things all the way in. Perfectamundo. So it is still a big, practical, sensible car. But that brings us back to the original issue. You see, through CarWow, like for like, the EV5 is about £3,000 more expensive than the EV3. And yes, you do get more space, but you don't necessarily need that much more space. If you really want a lot of space, you need the EV9. So this is kind of floating in a sort of no man's land. And don't forget that EV3 is more efficient, which really does matter when you're buying an electric car. This is a great car, and if you're after something in this category, you should shortlist it. But overall, I will go for an EV3 and save myself a bit of money.